Hi and welcome to this video log with me, Wayne, from swimmingcyclingrunning.com. Well, this week we're going to go through butterfly, but we're going to do a drill that can also help you with front crawl. Now, butterfly is an explosive stroke and your arm should accelerate all the way through the stroke. Sometimes that doesn't happen because it's quite difficult at the end of a stroke to actually accelerate. We've got to learn to do it. And I'm going to show you some drills with butterfly that can also work with front crawl. Let's go to the computer and I'll explain what I mean. With butterfly, we really want a hugely strong two-beat kick, and we want very fast arms on the exit. We want fast arms on the exit because that gives us the momentum, you see, to get the arms over in the recovery. We want to stay fairly flat in the water, and you can see this swimmer's got a really lovely two-beat kick there. If we count it coming back, it'll go kick, 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 kick. And you see the arms are really accelerating through right the way through to the exit so she can recover her arms really well. Now here we have another good fly swimmer, but this swimmer is actually accelerating at the start of the stroke and decelerating as it comes through. We have the swimmer trying to grab the water out front there, you can see that. Has a two-beat kick, 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 kick. But at the end of the stroke, we're actually getting a slowing down. Let's just go back and have a look at that. So here we are taking a look at that again, that nice strong kick. If you look at the end, we're getting a slight slowdown in those arms as they come through. So they're not exiting the water as fast as they possibly could. If I slow that down, we might see that slightly better. We should be accelerating all the way, but the front of the stroke is slightly faster than the back of the stroke. But we do have a nice pushback with those hands on the water there, as you see. Now that's as all strokes should be. Front crawl and butterfly should be pushing back on the water. Let's just take that up to full speed again. I think you can see that slowdown at the end of that stroke, and you really want that to accelerate all the way through to the exit. Yeah, so you've got that slowdown as it just comes through underneath the body there. And we really want that to accelerate. We're going to use a couple of drills to actually do that for us. The first drill we're going to use is single arm fly, changing by length, trying to really hold that water out front and accelerate through. And you'll notice there are far less bubbles on this swimmer's arm than there were previously. He's holding the water much better. And coming back, we use the other arm. And again, we want to get into a nice catch position and then accelerate that arm all the way through. And you can see there's far fewer bubbles again on that arm than there were before, which implies we're holding the water much better and driving forward well. The next drill we're going to use is what I call an adjusted salmon drill. You can see he just took a breath. Now he's going to drive forward. We'll see that again. So you're going to take a breath once and then the next time you're going to drive forward, and that's going to happen again. Drive forward all the way to the back end of the stroke. Another breath and drive forward. Now that's really important, that drive forward. You see it, and he's going to drive forward to the position where he would naturally breathe. Kick and kick again, and you can see that huge drive forward with the arms is really good. And again, there we're coming back, you'll see that even better. You see 1, 2, pull, and a real acceleration. He extends until his arms were going to recover, and again, real acceleration. And now you'll see it again. 1 and real acceleration through. So the key elements of this drill, if we look, we take a breath, then we take a drive through. Take a breath, and then we grab the water as far ahead of us as we can. You can see that there, and drive through to the exit. You can see his hands are just coming to the exit. You can come there or just past there. Hugely important with this drill that your body is straight. We don't have any U-shapes in that body. It's straight and ready to kick him out the water to breathe. With all drills, we're trying to isolate elements, and errors can creep in. Now with this particular drill, an error can creep in at the back end of the stroke. Now you can finish there or you can finish just above the surface. But if your hands go much above the surface there, it tends to force the head down into the water on a curve, and we don't want to do that. We want to stay as flat as possible. You can see this swimmer here. His body is pretty flat on the water there, and that's what we want in butterfly. Ideally, we'd like a second kick to kick that head out as we see it come forward. See, his head didn't go down, he just fell back into the water. He grabs it and pushes to that position there. You can see there, or just above it, is absolutely ideal as a hand position. Another thing that can go slightly wrong is that we want a really strong second kick as the hands come through. And this swimmer's slightly guilty of not having that second kick. You can see that second kick comes, but really that second kick should help the head drive out to breathe. And you can see that if you do that, if you actually do kick and have a flat body, the head doesn't come out very far because the chest is still in the water. And that's ideally what we want with butterfly. We don't want the head to come out the water very far when you breathe. So as well as that lovely arm pull, real good acceleration there, we'd prefer to have a second kick, although that's a really good body position. So as we just see this through, remember we want a good arm pull accelerating all the way through to the back, and a good kick kicking our head out. So both the single arm drill and the salmon drill can be done with a view to front crawl, because what we're trying to do is we're trying to hold the water out front and accelerate all the way through. Now you think front crawl is just single arm butterfly but with an added rotation, so you've got a slightly longer reach. That's all we have. Now the adjusted salmon drill is adjusted because a lot of people do the salmon, or sometimes called Biondi drill, continuously. So it's kick, 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 kick. So every single time their arms come forward, they instantly go back again into another butterfly stroke. In my view, that tends to a poor stroke mechanics. And the reason is this. Butterfly is quite a hard stroke to do. And moving both arms back and accelerating through gets very tiring. Once you're tired, your stroke tends to be compromised, and the whole point of doing a drill is to do it 100% correctly. Once you're tired, you can't do a stroke correctly. You might as well stop doing the drill, go on to something else. But I find that if you go kick, kick with a huge acceleration, kick, kick, and have another breath, you have that little rest between each major drive, and that keeps your stroke honest and true. Hugely important when you're doing drills. Do them correctly, not incorrectly. The whole point is to practice good stroke mechanics. So if you are a triathlete, why not try the salmon drill? Try really driving through, because you want that acceleration single arm if you're doing front crawl. And to get a feel of that surge forward is what you need to do exactly the same in front crawl. Get that surge forward, and you know you're holding the water well and you're driving back to the very exit of your stroke. Another important thing is to angle your hand back against the water, even when it's behind you. You saw that really well illustrated with that butterfly swimmer. Well, that's it for this week. Hopefully that's helped you. Sometimes crossing over to do something you're not used to doing actually helps your stroke. If it does, just leave a comment below. I'll be interested to hear. Okay, have a lovely weekend. It's going to be a nice weekend. Enjoy your racing, enjoy your training. Keep well.